Huge choices you have to make in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Life is full of choices, and video games are too, especially in the RPG genre. Player choices matter. From the selection of the character's armor, to how he or she will approach battle, to what they'll say is meaningful. This happens with Assassin's Creed Odyssey 2, as the game features multiple endings depending on what choices you made along the way. Hi, I'm Wes Malik, look me up on PS4, and today we're letting you know of some huge choices you'll have to make in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Fair warning that the rest of the video will contain smaller to huge spoilers about its plot and ending, so you might want to tune out now if you don't want any spoilers. Consider yourself warned. Starting off with the first chapter, we find Cassandra or Alexios in a fight with two thugs. This is the first choice you as a player must make. You can either spare the thugs and go your own way or fight them. Do fight them and don't go around this short tutorial-like battle, as they will come back with reinforcements if you don't. Moving on with the story, you'll need to find and kill Talos the mercenary. Although this isn't mandatory, you better take the time to take him out, or else he'll be fighting you in a boss fight later on. This screams problems, and you clearly don't want that. You want to take out all the mercenaries pretty early on, so whenever you see an encounter like that, do take the detour and fight them. Last thing to do in the first chapter is free Odessa, which will give you your first romancing option in the game as a side quest. In Chapter 2 now, start off with killing Hyrcanos, just so that you don't forget to do it later. He becomes a much bigger threat and might drag you down if you don't. What you want to look out for in this chapter though is freeing Nikolaos, as his questline indirectly impacts the ending. During the third chapter, you'll have another major choice to make, one that impacts the ending as well. Depending on the answers you give when exiting the Forge in Athens, you'll be rewarded with a path to getting the family reunion ending. At this point, make sure not to kill any of Xenia's pirates or lie to her, or she'll increase her fee to 17,000 drachmae. Small detail, but it sure has an impact on the game in the long run. In Argolis, you need to bribe Dymas in order to save both patients. Is it Dymas or Dimas? In Argolis, you need to bribe Dimas in order to save both patients. Do not lie to Pleistos either, or Timosexnus will die before you get to the olive tree. If you want to get the most information on Crisis, then make sure to not accuse your neighbor during the Herald of Murderer quest. At this point, you'll be discussing with Nikolaos. Your answers to him, assuming that you've spared him, have an impact on whether or not you reunite with your family. Make sure he talks to the Stentor in order to reunite everyone with one another. Also remember that your early encounters with Brasidas will determine how warm he is to you here on. To tackle that, you can raise your relationship with Brasidas during the previous chapters. Keep a close eye on this one. When in Laconia, your fight with Deimos has a massive impact on the ending of the game. This is the final boss fight, so take your time with it. It won't be an easy one. Towards the end, choose the hold on option when approaching Deimos, as it may mean that you cannot reunite with your family to the end. This brings us to the biggest choice in the game: convincing Deimos that he is being manipulated by the cult and reunite him with the family. After the final boss fight, this is the choice which will determine whether or not he'll be positive about forgiving his parents or not. Tackle this one in a smart way and you'll be rewarded with the reunion ending. This is pretty much every big decision you have to make in Assassin's Creed Odyssey from its beginning to its very end. Of course, there are optional fights that might be better to be fought early on, so keep an eye on those too. What you say and how you manage things in-game might not directly affect the ending, but the relationships with the NPCs are fragile too. Don't leave those to chance. Did you miss any of those choices during your playtime in Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Do you like its new RPG style? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to SegmentNext for more videos like that, and I'll see you next time.